Are you tired of Purge movies yet? Well, hope not, because one just came out. It is the Forever Purge, which I have here on 4K, courtesy of Universal Home Entertainment. The fifth, I think, Purge movie already. There was, there was the Purge, and there was like Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year. I think it was the last Purge, and then Forever Purge. So there's four of these, right? No. There's five of them because there was Election Year, Anarchy, or whatever, the original, and then the last Purge. Now the Forever Purge, and that's not even counting the 2 seasons of the TV show. So, like it or not, when it comes to modern day horror franchises, while me growing up, in the latter part of the 80s into the early part of the 90s, we had Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Nightmare on Elm Street. The kids these days got Paranormal Activity and The Purge and stuff like that. Sinister. Or not, maybe not Sinister, but that's a different subject. Nonetheless, when we're talking about The Purge, this time around, the last one we saw was, of course, called The Last Purge, where you had a new president elected and the Purge was discontinued. Well, we fast forward now where the Founding Fathers are once again in power, and they have reinstated the Purge, but for a few select people, they decide that that's not going to be good enough, so they keep the Purge going after its regulation. So therefore you have the Forever Purge, and like normally happens with these Purge movies, we're following a group of people as they try to make it across the border to get away from America and the Purge that seems to be never ending because of the rise up of people that don't want it to end. Very preachy, which these Purge movies have got very political over the years. I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody. They're basically survival action horror at this point, which is okay, while the general concepts seem to be switching up here and there. At the core of it, it seems like when we're dealing with Purge movies, we're still dealing with the same thing. Same thing. So, I mean, it's usually we're following somebody and they're trying to survive the night. This time they're not trying to survive just the night, but it's still basically the same idea. And just remember, this was started with a movie that was basically a glorified, elaborated home invasion movie. And everybody's like, well, we need to see what happens if you get outside the house and see what happens around the world during the Purge. Well, you've continuously got what you asked for with this. And the characters are okay. It's people that you necessarily don't want to see bad things happen to, but at the same time, you're probably not going to be too heartbroken if something bad does happen to them. We have some people that flee Mexico into America, and they're working hard for some rich, I guess it's Republicans. I mean, not to be political, but this thing definitely wants to be political. And they're kind of like banded together then with that group of people when the stuff hits the fan and there's a big uprising. Everybody just wanting to kill everybody based off very countless other issues. So it gets bloody. It gets a little tense here and there, although I don't know if you're invested enough as much as they want you to be invested to care enough as they want you to care. And this is like the third movie that I'm giving a 3 out of 5 to. And I know that probably seems like lazy reviewing, but literally these studio horror films seem to do just enough to be watchable, but never really do enough to be great these days, in my opinion. So the Purge, or the Forever Purge, which has some cool looking characters, if you see right here, it's definitely watchable. And if you love the Purge movies, you're gonna love this. But if you just kind of like them, you just kind of like this too. As far as this goes, it's got deleted scenes, an alternate storyboard opening, collapsing the system, which is basically featurette about this Purge, and creeptastic wardrobe showing you the clothing and whatnot of the people in this movie. 4K looks amazing, as it should. It's a new movie. If you're going to watch 4K and you really want to see the greatness of 4K, you really want to see it with these new movies, which I did. It's quite a bit of daytime scenes which really pop, and of course the nighttime scenes look good as well. But I am by no means an expert when it comes to reviewing 4K. I'm just like, hey, it looks good. So the movie is solid, but it's not great. But still watch it if you like these Purge movies. And if you don't, I don't think nothing's going to be lost of value if you skip this one. Still, Forever Purge, 3 out of 5. Check it out.